Right now at 6, crews respond to a fire at an oil refinery in southeast Kansas.
And it's still cold out there. Temperatures are a little better. Wind chills, not so much. We'll have a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Miami organization works to help unsheltered people stay warm during the freezing temperatures.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowe.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Wednesday. It's January the 22nd, and we're trucking right along, and it's still cold out there.
Yes.
But not as bad as it has been, at least temperature-wise. It's been.
I think sometimes it's just like so cold that I don't even really notice those like temperature, like, you know, it getting a little bit warmer. It's just still so cold to me.
Yeah, that's where I am. Like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, It's got to be. We've got to see like big temperature gains in order for us to notice that it's much warmer. And again, the air temperature is warmer. Unfortunately, it's still very windy, so that hasn't really helped our wind chills this morning. But our warming trend will continue.
Yes.
We'll talk about that a little later. But first, it's Wednesday, halfway through the work week. Got to get you out the door to school or work or shopping or whatever it is you may be doing that involves going outside. So let's take you outside. First, with a look from downtown Pittsburgh. Our skies again clear this morning, at least mostly clear this morning, but clouds will gradually increase today. Otherwise, looking pretty decent. Same from the MoDOT camera. 20th and range line in Joplin. Also a nice start to the day, at least in terms of how things look. And as we head to Kansas, KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh on 69 East 520th Avenue. Looking good as well this morning. On to the future track we go. So we have gusty south winds right now. And they're eventually going to shift out of the west. So they'll be rotating around like that as we head into the afternoon. And by later this evening, those winds will begin to ease up a bit, which will be nice. But between here and, say, 5, 6 o'clock, it's going to be very breezy today. And, again, we'll have those partly cloudy skies across the region. Otherwise, not bad. Temperatures warmer, too. Not quite where we're supposed to be, but better than where we have been. We're sitting at 21 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, temperatures look like this. Again, they haven't even moved that much this morning. A lot of these temperatures haven't changed that much since 12, 13 hours ago when we kind of settled into them. Upper teens, low 20s. Now, unfortunately, we have those gusty south winds. So, again, that while it will bring in warmer temperatures for us progressively, it is making it feel much colder. It feels like 2 in Greenfield right now. Temperature or wind chills for most of us into the single digits. At least they're not below 0, but even as Elise mentioned, you're not going to be able to tell that difference between 4 above or 4 below with that wind chill. It's going to be bitterly cold. However, our air temperatures are upwards of 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where they were 24 hours ago. So definitely a step in the right direction. We're looking to be right about 20 when kids get on the bus. Still breezy, so they're going to want a jacket for sure. It's going to feel very cold. Clear skies out there. Partly cloudy when that bus brings them back home. About 36 west breeze, gusting upwards of 35 miles an hour. So again, it will eventually ease up, but between here and say 5 o'clock this evening, it's still going to be very windy. Highs today, mid to upper 30s, looking pretty decent. Skies will clear out tonight. Going to be a bit chilly tonight again, a little cooler tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens into the weekend, which does include at least some warmer weather. Details on all that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. A crews battle a refinery fire in Coffeyville, Kansas. Severe Energy officials say the fire started in the naphtha hydrotreater unit at the Coffeyville refinery around 2 p.m. Now, this is video sent to us shortly after the incident. One contract worker was taken to the hospital for treatment due to an unrelated personal medical issue. The company says all employees have been accounted for and the fire is currently extinguished. An investigation is currently underway. The Chanute Fire Department has released additional information regarding a house fire and possible explosion. Monday, crews responded to a report of a structure fire with an explosion at 628 West 16th Street. Now, authorities confirm that one occupant was treated and transported to an area hospital. The Kansas Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause. Authorities investigate the cause of a house fire in Nevada, Missouri. The fire happened Monday night in the 300 block of South Adams. Emergency crews found fire coming out the side windows, and they managed to get the fire under control in about 15 minutes. But as you can see, the house has heavy damage. No injuries were reported to firefighters or residents, but 2 pets died in the fire. And 1 person died in a crash in Galena yesterday morning. This was at K26 and US 400 around 11:30. The newly configured intersection opened in June of last year. 79-year-old James Monroe Reed of Veneta, Oklahoma, was driving eastbound on Old 166 highway where he hit a tow truck and later died on the scene. The passenger, 73-year-old Cynthia K. Conrad of Miami, Oklahoma, suffered serious injuries and was transported to Mercy Joplin. The tow truck driver, 23-year-old Joseph E. Anderson of Webb City, was not injured. A head-on collision in Newton County, Missouri claims the life of 1 man. The crash happened just after 7 yesterday morning west of Missouri 86 and Norway Road. A Jeep heading west went to pass traffic, then another car head-on. The man driving the Jeep was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown as it overturned off the north side of the road. He later died at the scene. The driver of the other car was taken non-emergency to the hospital. Next of kin have been notified. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. The Oklahoma Emergency Response Team is helping people in Miami who live on the streets during the freezing temperatures. Now, their doors are open and they provide warm beds, shelter, food, showers, and more to people in need. The owner also wants to help people find employment and permanent housing. Now, they partner with the Peoria Tribe to provide backpacks filled with resources for people living on the streets. The organization is a nonprofit that operates mostly on grants and is open to donations.
We buy people's groceries, we may buy gas for them, we try to help with electric bills, so a lot of times that money comes and goes very fast.
He wants the public to know if they see someone on the streets in the cold to point them in the direction of the shelter for help. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. JetBlue will soon be the first airline to accept Venmo payments for booking online flights. Plus, the Trump administration is already preparing to defend one of Trump's newest executive orders. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch this morning. You will soon be able to book a JetBlue flight using Venmo. JetBlue announced on Tuesday that the payment option is available on its website. Passengers will be allowed to use their Venmo accounts to purchase flights online. JetBlue said this is a first for airlines, and the payment option will be available in the coming months on their mobile app. The announcement comes as the struggling airline continues to look for new ways to make money. Last fall, JetBlue introduced a plan to create its first ever airport lounges in JFK and Boston Logan airports. Then earlier this month, additional routes and flights were unveiled. Well, YouTube and TikTok star Mr. Beast is looking to buy TikTok as part of a group of investors. Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, appeared to make a joke about buying the social media platform earlier this month, but his lawyer says he was actually serious. TikTok went dark on Saturday night ahead of a nationwide ban, but it came back online about 12 hours later after President Donald Trump announced a 75 delay on the ban. During that time, TikTok needs to find a non-China-based owner to buy it or face a permanent shutdown in the U.S. Donaldson's investment group includes institutional investors and high net worth individuals. The group has not disclosed the amount of the bid. No comment yet from TikTok on the offer. Now to President Donald Trump's second term in office. Already this week, a federal judge will hear one of multiple challenges to the president's executive actions against birthright citizenship. As of now, more than 20 states have filed legal challenges to the order, calling it unconstitutional. Meanwhile, a new memo that shows the Trump administration is moving swiftly to make good on his promises to end diversity, equality, and inclusion, or DEI, programs in the federal government. Jared Hill has more from Washington.
Thank you.
This morning, the Trump administration is already preparing to defend one of the president's newest executive actions. Tomorrow, a federal judge in Seattle is set to hear arguments in a challenge brought by several states against his order that seeks to deny birthright citizenship to the children of undocumented immigrants and people here on temporary visas.
No president can unilaterally change the Constitution on a whim.
Tuesday, Trump issued another immigration directive, reversing a Biden-era policy that banned deportation agents from making arrests at sensitive locations like schools and churches.
We're getting them out of the country.
His border czar says targeted enforcement is already underway. At Tuesday's National Prayer Service, the bishop at the National Cathedral made a direct plea to President Trump.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
Trump said the sermon didn't move him, posting overnight the bishop was, quote, nasty in tone and not compelling or smart.
I didn't think it was a good service.
As the president works to overhaul the federal government, overnight CBS News obtained a memo directing all federal workers in roles related to diversity, equity, and inclusion to be placed on paid leave by the end of today. On the economy, Tuesday, Trump announced billions in private sector investments in artificial intelligence.
It'll ensure the future of technology.
Meanwhile, today, more of the 1,500 plus January 6th rioters he pardoned are set to be released. Jared Hill, CBS News, Washington.
Yesterday, President Trump also announced a full pardon for Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. The FBI once called his underground website the, quote, most sophisticated and extensive criminal marketplace on the internet. He had been serving a life sentence since 2015, which Trump called, quote, ridiculous. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, the Skywatch Storm Tracker. We've got a few clouds out there, and those clouds will continue to increase as we head through the morning. Looking at partly cloudy skies by this afternoon, a little bit warmer. Another look at your forecast when we come back.
Well, a Boston mother knows all too well how tiny NICU babies can be. They're so small they don't fit into newborn clothing. That's why this mother started a donation program 5 years ago. And in that time, at least 5,000 preemie-sized gowns and onesies have been delivered to local hospitals. Brianna Pitts has the story.
Pink is definitely her color.
Oh, yes. It's so beautiful.
This is little baby Ava. She's been in the NICU at Mount Auburn Hospital for a few weeks now. And that onesie she's wearing, it's from Megan, who knows the NICU all too well.
I know exactly how I felt, and I felt like it was for me.
Yep.
More than it was for the baby, more than it was for anybody else. It was for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Megan is talking about the birth of her daughter, Caroline, who was born prematurely at South Shore Hospital at 34 weeks. She weighed just 3 pounds, and like most families, Megan and her husband found themselves completely unprepared, without even one outfit that would fit their tiny daughter. That is, until a NICU nurse went above and beyond.
And come to find out, the nurse that was caring for her had actually purchased it with her own money. Seeing her in clothes made it like humanized her in some ways for me, and it was really, really healing.
That small act of kindness inspired Megan to start Caroline's Closet, an Amazon wish list with preemie-sized gowns and onesies. Each year, she calls on friends, family, and the community to donate. This year marks 5,000 onesies delivered to local NICUs.
Prior to Caroline's Closet coming in, is that something that nurses like yourself and others would be doing?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah.
And the program is expanding. Families at Mass General, Boston Medical Center, South Shore Hospital, and here at Mount Auburn all have access to outfits for tiny miracles like Ava.
So one challenge that we definitely face with clothing for the babies this little is the wires. It's really hard to dress them and find clothes that are adaptable for the accommodating the monitoring that we have here.
Megan knows this too, so she only brings gowns or onesies with snaps and double zippers. Teeny tiny pieces of fabric making a big difference.
Actually witness the impact of it, and it's powerful.
Yeah.
You can find the Caroline's Closet wish list on Amazon. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got those clear skies out there. A few clouds later today and a little bit warmer, but still breezy. Look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 6:22 on this Wednesday morning, and we are starting again with the future track. Now today, right now, we have south winds that are gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. They're going to eventually start to rotate and eventually be out of the west today. So by noon, they're out of the southwest, and by later today, they'll be out of the west. However, after we get past, say, 5, 6 o'clock, while the winds will still be out of the west, they will ease up. We're not going to be talking those gusts of 30, 35 miles an hour. It'll be just west winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll have some partly cloudy skies as we go through the day as well. Otherwise, we're going to stay dry. We'll have mostly clear skies overnight. Clouds will increase again on Thursday, so we're going to go partly to mostly cloudy. It's going to be a little cooler. We'll have a northwest breeze now, occasionally gusting upwards of 20. We could see a stray flurry or two on our Thursday, especially if you get under some of those mostly cloudy conditions there. But otherwise, again, precipitation chances tomorrow are all but zero at this point. So just watch out. Stray flurry or two. That's about it. Then we go into Friday. Now, here's what's going to happen, though. Thursday, we're going to be a little cooler than today. Still warmer than where we have been, but cooler than today. And as skies clear out, temperatures are going to drop. So we got another very cold night Thursday into Friday. We're going to be starting the day in the teens. However, take a look Friday morning. See these wind arrows? They're starting to shift out of the south. They're going to pick up out of the south. Take a look at noon Friday, mid-upper 30s for most of us, with our highs getting into the 40s, getting closer to, if not right at, normal as we head into Friday afternoon. So we're getting there. We're getting back to where we should be, slowly but surely. And temperatures still not moving all that much today. We've still got upper teens, low 20s. And again, a lot of these temperatures have not really moved all that much since about 24 or 25 hours ago. That camera's down. Don't worry about that. But it's 21, Joplin. It does feel like it is 6, though, because look at that wind. South at 18 miles an hour. So that's, again, where our issues come in is these wind chills. We're virtually all of us in the single digits. The one plus is they're all positive numbers, but as I talked about earlier, like 4 in Stockton, 3 in Greenfield. You're not going to be able to really tell the difference between -4 and +4 with that wind chill. So do make sure you're bundling up. Make sure the kids are bundled up heading out to the bus today. 21 to start, partly cloudy skies, eventually into the low 30s by late morning out there. Partly cloudy skies continuing. We'll have those gusty winds to deal with, at least for the first 3 quarters of the day. Partly cloudy skies again continue. Excuse me, and our temperatures today, mid-upper 30s. So not where we should be, but considerably better than where we have been. Skies begin to clear a bit through the late evening, upper 20s by 10. Overnight lows, upper teens and low 20s. West breeze 5 to 10. Northwest breeze tomorrow, occasionally gusting at 20 again. A little cooler, mid-30s. Much colder again Thursday night. But when we go into Friday, few clouds, 42, 30. 47 Saturday. That looks nice. We'll keep an eye on Sunday morning, not anticipating anything major. Right now, we're looking at a shower, so we're talking rain. But as you can see, it's going to be a pretty chilly day. So depending on exactly when that moisture gets in here, we could have a brief light snow shower or a brief wintry mix, but nothing significant is expected at this point. And we head into next week, temperatures may even start climbing above normal. Be nice to thaw out a little bit. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now, who's got Health Watch.
All right, thanks. Well, antibiotics, vaccinations, and anti-inflammatory medications can reduce your risk of dementia. A study by the University of Cambridge says this supports the hypothesis that dementia may be triggered by viral or bacterial infections. It could mean that already existing drugs could be repurposed to treat dementia, but clinical trials need to be done first. Boosting your muscle strength also boosts your chances of survival from cancer. A study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found cancer patients with good muscle strength and cardiorespiratory fitness were 31 to 46 less likely to ultimately die from the disease. Muscle strengthening activities could be used to help increase life expectancy. And children experiencing poverty or having parents with mental illness have a much higher risk of arrest or using weapons. A study in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health found teens facing those adversities were 5 times more likely to be arrested. The study also showed nearly a quarter of all police contact with teens involved teens who face persistent poverty or family mental health challenges. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, residents in Coffeyville taking a town hall meeting about opioid awareness.
And we've got another cold start out there. Our temperatures are warmer, but with these gusty winds, doesn't feel much warmer. A look at that forecast, get you out the doors coming up.
Plus, a Southwest Missouri college launches a new program offering free tuition to area students.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6:29. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday. It's January the 22nd. We're getting right along, getting closer to spring. It doesn't feel like it yet. We are going to get there eventually, but
yes, can't
at the
wait.
Same time, me either. But
oh my gosh!
The only problem is, of course, here in the 4 states, sometimes we can get snows as late as April here.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case. I have nothing against the snow. I just don't want it doing it in March and April. You know, it's time to move past that. But right now, boy, it is definitely cold outside, and with the winds, makes it feel a lot worse, and that's where we're going to start, is outside with a look from downtown Pittsburgh. Our camera there, 4th and Broadway. That looks pretty good so far. Like I said, skies are relatively clear at this point, but clouds will be gradually increasing just a bit as we head through the morning and into the afternoon. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, looking fairly good as well, but if you look close enough, you can see again the winds getting that traffic light bobbing around out there because we've got those very gusty winds. And that's the part that stinks, is while it's a little warmer this morning, you really couldn't tell compared to yesterday with those winds. KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh on 69 looking good as well. Here we go into the future track. Now winds right now are out of the south. They're eventually going to switch on us out of the west. They'll be gusting upwards of about 35 miles an hour out there. We'll have partly cloudy skies as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures better, not quite to normal yet, but considerably warmer than where we have been, and those winds by the late evening hours begin to ease up out there, eventually just dropping back to the about 5-10 miles an hour. Temperatures right now cold, but still better than yesterday. 21 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh, and across the area temperatures really again haven't moved much in the last 24 to 28 hours at this point. Upper teens, low 20s, but then you get that gusty south wind, makes it feel like it's in the single digits for most of us out there. At least these wind chills are above zero, but again, in a lot of cases, whether it's 5 above or 5 below, you're not really going to be able to tell the difference. It's still going to be bitterly cold, but our air temperatures are upwards of 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. But that said, with the wind, still feels much colder, so kids getting on the bus, bundle up. Clear skies, 20. South breeze again, occasionally gusting to 30. West winds later, gusting 30, 35. Partly cloudy, about 36 when the bus brings them home. That's where our highs are headed, into the mid to upper 30s with those partly cloudy skies across the area. We're going to be a little cooler tomorrow, believe it or not. And then we'll warm up a little more. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes, Elise.
All right, thanks. Financial website Wallet Hub released a list of the best and worst states to drive in, and most of the 4 states did well. Very well in the case of the Sunflower State, which ranked the best state in the nation to drive. The website looked at factors such as gas prices to rush hour traffic, congestions to road quality. Other states in our area that ranked high included Oklahoma at number 5 and Arkansas at number 19. Missouri was the only state in our area to not finish in the top 25. The Show Me state finished at number 41. Live Healthy Montgomery County sponsored a town hall opioid awareness event last night. 4 staters gathered at the Best Western Liberty Center in Coffeyville to learn about opioid drugs, the issues opioids create in our communities, and how we can support prevention. An expert panel discussed the effects of fentanyl and opioid use in Montgomery County. And guest speaker Sean Campiti shared his story of resilience after losing his own son in 2023. With flu season in full swing, Freeman Hospital has expanded a way for students at Joplin Middle School to access affordable and convenient health care during the school day. Through a Freeman School telemedicine program, the school nurse can connect with a Freeman healthcare provider to evaluate, diagnose, and even prescribe treatment for a child, all while the parent can join the visit virtually from home.
If the child needs to go home anyway, perhaps they have a temperature that's too high to remain at school, you then know that that visit has already been taken place. You then just have to come and pick up your child from school, maybe go and pick up the prescription that's been called in for you, and then you're ready to go home and to take care of your child at home.
Denton says the goal is to improve the health of the students and staff while saving extra time for working parents. Art advocates in Southwest Missouri took in a training session at the Cornell Complex in Joplin yesterday. The training session is part of the annual Missouri Arts Advocacy Week, and participants at yesterday's session received materials and Joplin-specific information to help them convey the importance of the arts to state lawmakers.
Just to bolster the efforts of Missouri Citizens for the Arts, which they also have their own advocacy workshop that will go on virtually, but we're all preparing for Arts Advocacy Week in the state of Missouri, which is when arts advocates make a concerted effort to communicate the importance of state funding for the arts with their legislators.
Connect to Culture will follow up with the virtual statewide training session this Thursday. Missouri Arts Advocacy Week begins on February 3rd. The Southwest Missouri College is launching a tuition program for local students, offering a price tag they can't beat. County College in Nevada hopes to encourage attendance from students in nearby counties by offering those qualified free tuition. KOAM Samantha Walker has the details.
Leaders at the all-female County College are proud of the diverse student body from all around the world, but they say local students bring something special to campus.
There's a huge value in having those students that know the fun local restaurant to go to. You know, they know the sort of the way of the world in this part of the country and can show those students the ropes as they get here to campus.
That's why they're launching the Dream Big, Stay Close program. It will offer free tuition to eligible women in Barton, Bates, Cedar, Dade, St. Clair, and Vernon counties. Students who qualify will need to be full-time students and qualify for the full federal Pell Grant and the Missouri Access Grant.
So our hope is that this leads to more women achieving, staying local, and then impacting their own communities with that degree that they're able to obtain from CODI.
The program will be open to recent high school graduates, transfer students, and adult learners.
Really prioritize the people that live in this community and making a difference here locally. I'm really excited about that.
He says with the new program, they hope to make college more of an option for students who may not have been able to attend otherwise.
By providing this tuition-free program, it gives the opportunity for them to come to CODI, obtain a degree, graduate with no student debt, stay in their own community, stay with their own, in their own residence even, and continue to thrive.
Reporting in Nevada, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The program will be available for students enrolling for this upcoming fall semester. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Netflix is raising its prices again after reporting its biggest ever jump in subscribers. And we have a cold and windy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, local artist Jeff Parson, or Fearless Jackrabbit, has been putting larger-than-life displays outside his home for years. Chandler Watkins reports.
You've either seen his work on TV, online, or in person driving down Gateway Avenue in Riverside. Local artist Jeff Parson has been putting up these displays for years. We caught up with him as he was working on the soon-to-be newest edition ahead of the AFC Championship.
Today we are working on Kareem Hunt. We're going to celebrate the running game because we're going to need it this week. I'm glad Josh Allen pulled it out because I love the Chiefs-Bills rivalry. I just love it.
As Parson describes it, the Chiefs have been playing blood pressure football all year.
It's come down to the last play, a toe on the line, a missed field goal, a blocked field goal, and it's been a heck of a lot of fun, and I'm loving this era of Chiefs football.
He's expecting just about anything to happen on Sunday.
It wouldn't surprise me if in this game, a meteor comes down, hits the 50-yard line, Patrick Mahomes throws it through the fire, Travis Kelce catches it in the smoke in the end zone, downs it for a touchdown, game over, and everybody will still say the referees helped us win.
Of course, it would be nice for another Chiefs win, as he's already preparing to add another player to the display, Creed Humphrey. Just not yet.
Every game this year, he's worn a shirt that said, "This is my Ravens shirt," or "This is my Chargers shirt." And I was going to put, "This is my Super Bowl shirt," but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm not going to jinx it.
The U.S. is getting a big jolt in funding for artificial intelligence. Yesterday, President Donald Trump was joined by the CEOs of tech companies OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, as he announced that the companies have pledged to invest up to $500 billion for AI infrastructure over the next 4 years. It's part of a joint venture called Stargate. Trump alleges the project could add more than 100,000 jobs for Americans. And Netflix is hiking its monthly fee for U.S. subscribers by anywhere from $1 to $2.50, depending on what plan a user currently has. Now, the increase comes after the company reported gaining nearly 19 million new subscribers over the holidays, thanks in large part to its live programming. Netflix says the cost for adding an extra family to an account will remain at $6.99. And bad news for the champagne industry. Fewer people raised a glass or popped a cork last year. The Champagne Committee of Producers Association says bubbly shipments dropped almost 10% last year compared to 2023. Champagne exports also fell more than 10%, and the committee blames inflation, world conflicts, and political uncertainty in the U.S. and France for the drop in sales. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
We've got a breezy start to the day. So even though our temperatures are a bit better than where we were yesterday, the winds make the wind chills not much better than where we were yesterday. Great view, though, downtown Pittsburgh. Sky's pretty clear out there. If you look, there is a cloud right over there. And we'll see a few more of those as we go through the rest of the morning. Not many, but a few more. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin, also looking pretty good so far this morning. Heading over to the KDOT camera on 69 south of Pittsburgh. Just like on the MoDOT camera, seeing a few more people getting their day started. On to the future track, we have those gusty south winds now. They'll be rotating and coming eventually out of the west. So they'll be gusting out of the southwest by noon, out of the west by this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies out there. Temperatures a bit warmer. And once we get past about 5 o'clock or so, we'll still have those west winds at 5 to 10, but they will ease up a bit for us, which will be quite nice. We are sitting at 21 in Joplin right now, sitting at 20 in Pittsburgh, and temperatures around the region. Again, we are better than where we were. We haven't moved much since yesterday evening, but got upper teens and low 20s, but then you factor in that south wind, and it feels like 2 in Greenfield, 4 in Stockton and Lamar. So you gotta get the idea. The majority of us, our wind chills are in the single digits, so it still feels very cold out there this morning. But our air temperatures, at least, have improved. We're anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees, almost 25 degrees above where we were 24 hours ago. So it is an improvement. Even though the winds make it hard to notice, it is an improvement. Kids, get on the bus this morning. Grab that Coke. Still breezy, still feeling cold, but 20. Clear skies, south breeze gusting to 30. West winds gusting 30, 35 when that bus brings them home. Partly cloudy and about 36 degrees. We're going to have another look at your forecast as well as birthdays and anniversaries here in just a moment. But first, here's what's happening on CBS Mornings.
I'm Gail King, coming right up on CBS Mornings. Award-winning actor Morris Chestnut will be here to discuss his new CBS drama. It's called Watson. Plus, Oscar and Grammy winner, that's Questlove, joins us to talk about his new documentary on the iconic music performances from Saturday Night Live. It seems everybody's been there. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
All right, time for some Wednesday birthdays in the 4 states. We're going to start in St. Paul with Dirk Zwitt celebrating birthday number 3. Happy birthday.
And in Parsons, a happy 4th birthday to Ruthie Lee Good.
And in Liberal, Lake and Meadows, celebrating birthday number 9. It says, "We love you" from Meemaw, Papa Gary, and Grandma Leanne.
And back in Parsons, twins Levi and Lucas Wells are celebrating their 10th birthdays. Happy birthday.
And just to your east in Girard, Avery Smith is celebrating birthday number 18 today. Happy birthday, Avery.
And a happy 20th birthday to Brennan Alters in Franklin.
And in Chanute, Carrie Triber celebrating birthday number 43. Happy birthday, Carrie.
And a happy birthday to Shannon Lewis, turning 47.
And our list continues with Desiree Stitch in Humboldt celebrating birthday number 33. Oh, and, sorry, it makes sense why Elise didn't say anything, because you see, Derek Salisbury is actually Desiree's brother, celebrating birthday number 38 in Chanute. Same birthday for the brother and sister, just as you can see, 5 years apart. Now, what are the odds? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
You're celebrating your birthday with the birth of your little sister. That's kind of neat.
How fun.
That is. And we would like to celebrate more fun and exciting birthdays and anniversaries. Elise, where should they send them off to?
Go ahead and submit them, your birthdays and anniversaries, to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those wonderful photos, those messages, to of course meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen, and to also include the date of your celebration as well.
Certainly important information across the board there. All right, let's talk about what we're expecting over the next couple of 3 days. We're going to go back to the future track for today. Just to recap, right now, again, we have those south winds gusting 30 miles an hour at times. They'll eventually be out of the southwest by noon, out of the west by this afternoon, and they'll also eventually ease up for us as we go overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies today, and again, those gusty winds. So even though we're going to be a bit warmer than where we have been, it's still going to feel pretty chilly with those winds howling at us out there throughout the afternoon. Now, as we go overnight, we'll have mostly clear skies, then clouds begin to increase a bit, partly to mostly cloudy skies on our Thursday. We'll have an opportunity for an isolated flurry or two, nothing widespread, nothing significant, but a possibility will be out there. We'll have the northwest winds now gusting upwards of 20, so while it won't be as breezy tomorrow, it will bring in cooler air. We're going to be a little cooler tomorrow than where we will be today, but even then, today and tomorrow, still better temperature-wise than where we have been here lately. We've been well below normal. We're still below normal, but not as far. We head into Thursday night and into Friday morning. Skies will clear out and temperatures, unfortunately, get very cold again. We're dropping back into the teens as we go Thursday night into Friday. However, by Friday morning, we have south winds. They're light initially. They'll pick up a little bit as we head through the day on Friday, and as they do, they will bring in even warmer air for us. Temperatures now into the upper 30s by noon on Friday, and by Friday afternoon, we may actually reach very close to average highs, heading into the low to mid 40s, and that's about where we should be for this time of year. And again, that's considering over the last few days, our average highs, again, low to mid 40s, our average lows, mid 20s. We have had high temperatures over the last few days that haven't even made it as warm as where our average low should be for this time of year. That's how cold it's been. But we do have those improvements on the way. Right now, though, again, our air temperature is significantly improved compared to yesterday. We're about anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. You can see we got the upper teens, low 20s. Unfortunately, you also see those wind arrows racing by, so we've got to contend with the wind chills, and that's where it still kind of stinks out there. Feels like 2 in Greenfield, 4 in Stockton, 4 in Lamar. Kind of get the idea. The majority of our wind chills in the single digits out there, and it's one of those things, 4 above or 4 below, it's not going to matter. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. All you're going to know is it's bitterly cold this morning. So as you get ready, make sure you're bundled up. Make sure the kids are bundled up, getting on the bus. We're looking to start low 20s, partly cloudy, and low 30s by late morning. Still partly cloudy, a bit breezy, but slow improvements. We're going to have another look at your forecast here in just a moment, and we will also have the news you need to know for today. And when we switch over to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14, a Kentucky deputy just happened to be in the right place at the right time to help deliver a baby along the highway.
And here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Fire crews battle a refinery fire in Coffeyville, Kansas yesterday afternoon. The company says all employees have been accounted for and the fire is currently extinguished. An investigation is currently underway. Live Healthy Montgomery County sponsored a town hall opioid awareness event last night. An expert panel discussed the effects of fentanyl and opioid use in Montgomery County. Guest speaker Sean Campiti shared his resilient story after losing his son in 2023. The Oklahoma Emergency Response Team is helping people in Miami who live on the streets during the freezing temperatures. They also partner with the Peoria tribe to provide backpacks filled with resources. The organization operates mostly on grants and is open to donations. The organization says if the public sees someone on the streets, to point them in the direction of the shelter for help. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, bundle up. We've got those gusty winds. So even though our temperatures are warmer with those gusty south winds and eventually west winds, it's going to feel a bit colder out there. But partly cloudy, mid-upper 30s. West winds, though, gusting 30, 35 miles an hour. Now, as we head past, say, 5 o'clock or so, those winds should ease up for us. Upper 20s by 10, upper teens, low 20s overnight, west breeze 5 to 10. Tomorrow, northwest winds will be picking up a bit for us, bringing in cooler air, maybe a stray flurry out there. A little colder tomorrow night. We'll start warming up Friday and Saturday. A little cooler on Sunday, maybe a couple of stray showers or a very light wintry mix possible early Sunday morning. And then temperatures, hopefully, looking to go above normal next week, so an opportunity to maybe thaw out.
Oh, that'd be great.
It certainly would be. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making buffalo cauliflower in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
As your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings, New York could soon be the next state to limit cell phones in schools. Next on CBS Mornings, go inside one high school that's already taking action to see what it means for students.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Gina Ward joins us in the studio to talk about the 25th anniversary of paw prints on the Heartland.
Plus, we're going to learn about the dangers of carbon monoxide during the winter months, something definitely to keep in mind, especially with how cold it's been. However, it's going to wrap it up for us for now. We will be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.